It's the middle of the night. You sneak out of bed and creep down the stairs with ninja-like reflexes. You enter the living room, grab the TV remote, and turn on the TV. You then go to turn on your favorite gaming system and you hear a familiar sound. Many of you should recognize that sound. It should bring back a lot of childhood memories. For those of you that don't know, that's the original startup sound to the original Xbox. From sleepovers to late night at friends' houses, to homework stress relievers, to even simply pass the time, it has become a staple console for many families. I have owned this console for many years, since the year 2010. You can even look back to my childhood when I was either at my neighbor's house playing or at the local church playing the original Xbox. I have years of gaming at my thumbs, so I guess you can consider me an expert. The Xbox is the best system out there, with a rich background of classic games, and it's constantly pushing the envelope towards the future. Let an expert like myself take a trip through generations of this beautiful console. Today I will cover the history of the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One. So let's take a travel through time to the early beginning with the original Xbox. The original Xbox was announced in 2000, and Microsoft designed this console to rival its competitors Sega, Nintendo, and Sony. The hardware for the original Xbox contained a 733 MHz Intel processor, an 8 or 10 gigabyte internal hard drive storage. It was the first console ever to feature a built-in hard disk drive, and it was also the first console to ever have the first ever multiplayer designed for online. That was also called Xbox Live. It also had two different size controllers. The standard controller was a massive input device for gamers with average size hands, according to itstillworks.com. And the second controller was designed for smaller sized hands. The software features for the Xbox could support up to 4 players. It had a variety of non-gaming features, including a media player and the ability to rip off of CDs. It also, instead of owning a DVD player, you could play back off of the original Xbox's controller. The games for the original Xbox had instant classics, such as my favorite first-person shooters, Halo Combat Evolved and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Many of you might also recognize the adventure game Fable or Rockstar's popular game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now let's fast forward to my personal favorite and best years, 2005 to 2013, for the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 sold incredibly well. It had seamless online multiplayer. It had a reportedly easier development process than the PlayStation 3, and it ensured the console would go on to sell 85.80 million units, according to the Guinness World Records website. The hardware for the Xbox 360 was greatly updated from the original. It featured storage up to 16 gigabytes, a custom IBM CPU, a ring light power button that would either be green or red, green meaning that the power was on, or a red ring of death, meaning that the console had encountered a problem. In 2010, the Xbox 360 had a console upgrade, which was the Xbox 360 Slim. The Xbox 360 Slim featured an HDMI port for high definition, and in 2013, the Xbox 360e was also released as the final Xbox 360 upgrade. The software for the Xbox 360 was the best software out there to date. It all ran smoothly and with expertise. Featured several upgraded dashboard options. It also had Windows Media Player. It also featured the Xbox Live Marketplace, which was a hub where you could buy movies, games, and programs such as Netflix. The Xbox 360 also featured the Kinect, which was a camera companion for gameplay and other services. The 360 was also backwards compatible, meaning that you could play the original Xbox games on the 360. Speaking of games, I have played so many hours of games on this system, with games such as Halo 3, or even my personal favorite game from the Halo franchise, Halo Reach. Alongside the Halo franchise was the massive series Assassin's Creed, which became incredibly popular during this era. Some of you might also recognize giant hits such as Grand Theft Auto 5, or the incredible RPG Skyrim, and my personal favorite, Red Dead Redemption 2, or Red Dead Redemption. With all those instant hits behind us, it's time for an upgrade. A couple months after the 360E was released, Microsoft announced the Xbox One, which was a controversial console that dropped in November of 2013. According to Tweaktown.com, estimates saw that the Xbox One was trailing behind the PlayStation 4 by some 47 million units. The hardware for the Xbox One featured an 8-core AMD CPU, a DVD player that could also play Blu-ray, 500 gigabyte internal storage. It also required internet connection, which led to poor sales because either people didn't have a reliable internet connection or no internet at all. And it also featured the USB 3.0 port, which was the fastest USB port out there. The software for the Xbox One could rival that of the PC. It featured a Windows 10 operating system, an internet cloud storage system, and an all-in-one entertainment system, which meant that you could play games, apps, cable TV, and other services on it. Capabilities were pushed in 2019 for the Xbox One, where it featured a diskless drive, and it was also backwards compatible, which meant that you could play the entire game library from the original Xbox to the Xbox 360. The Xbox One featured games with the best graphics in gaming to date. Some of these beautiful games included the Assassin's Creed Unity, remastered older games with updated graphics such as Halo and Grand Theft Auto 5. You also have my brother's favorite game, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and the incredible Red Dead Redemption 2. Now that we have made it to the best and fastest entertainment system out there, it's time to shut this presentation down. But before I go, I hope I have given you a history lesson and a fun travel through time of the world's #1 console. Let me remind you of what we have covered today. We have covered the history, design, features, and games of the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One. Oh, what's that? There's one final upgrade due out later this year, the Xbox Series X. I cannot wait to see what this console can do, and I thank you for being a part of this journey from past to present, and I hope the Series X is the perfect present for you. Thank you.